In a continuing feud, former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou has responded sharply to UFC President Dana White's recent criticisms. According to Ngannou, White's comments are rooted in a struggle to accept Ngannou's success since leaving the UFC. Speaking on Sirius XM Fight Nation, Ngannou suggested that White has lost in this situation and he cannot stand it. Ngannou, now a top name in the Professional Fighters League, PFL, left the UFC in early 2023 after contract negotiations failed to secure him more flexibility, particularly the freedom to pursue boxing matches. Since then, Ngannou has successfully entered the boxing ring and continued to build his MMA career, recently claiming victory with a first-round knockout of Renan Ferreira at PFL's Battle of the Giants. Ngannou elaborated on White's fixation, stating, "We've been apart almost 2 years, and the guy is still out there, hounding me. He needs to make peace with himself." Ngannou expressed disappointment that White didn't end the relationship with a simple wish for future success. Instead, White has continued to criticize Ngannou publicly, renewing attacks after Ngannou's PFL win. White's perspective. It's about money. At a recent Power Slap media event, White revisited the reasons behind Ngannou's UFC departure, arguing that Ngannou left primarily out of concern over a potential loss to Jon Jones. According to White, Ngannou was all about the money and feared that a defeat would diminish his earning potential. White went on to claim that Ngannou could have earned more had he stayed with the UFC. White also mentioned that Ngannou's 2-fight losing streak in 2018 almost led to his removal from the roster. "I was going to cut Francis when he lost 2 in a row," White stated. He suggested that someone within the UFC convinced him not to proceed with the cut at that time. Ngannou's boxing ventures and UFC future. Since leaving the UFC, Ngannou has fought boxing icons like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, securing substantial payouts despite the outcomes: a split decision loss to Fury and a second-round knockout loss to Joshua. Ngannou negotiated a unique provision in his PFL contract, ensuring a $2 million minimum for his opponents, underscoring his commitment to fair compensation in the sport. Ngannou, meanwhile, has taken a few jabs of his own, subtly referring to White as a bully on social media and sharing past clips where White accused Jon Jones of avoiding a fight with him. Ngannou advised fans to remember that the benefits always outweigh the price, and cautioned against letting the bully control the narrative. The future of heavyweight: Jones, Aspinall, and Miocic. With Ngannou out of the picture, the UFC's heavyweight division has seen Jon Jones rise as champion after a 2023 victory over Cyril Gane. Current interim champ Tom Aspinall is now waiting for his shot against former 2-time champion Stipe Miocic, scheduled for UFC 309 on November 16. While a Jones-Ngannou bout remains uncertain, Jones recently complimented Ngannou's knockout victory in his PFL debut, showing some respect between the two elite fighters. Ngannou's financial success beyond UFC. Reflecting on White's money-focused criticism, Ngannou countered that he has made twice the money he would have earned with the UFC. Ngannou mentioned the UFC's promise to back pay him for fights against Stipe Miocic and Cyril Gane, compensation he says he never received. He seemed perplexed by White's frustration, adding, "If I'm not making enough money, that would be my problem. Why is he so pissed about me not making that much money?" It's clear that while Ngannou has moved on and thrived, White's comments continue to reopen old wounds in a rift that seems far from resolution.